Prepare yourselves, fools. This program contains graphic language like fuck, shit, and cunt. It also contains discussions about violence and graphic descriptions of gore, such as cunt punning a dead nun while the entrails and blood splatter your face and your new shirt. I digress. This show is for adults, so dispose of your children as you see fit. Now silence and enjoy the show.
Bigfoot, undisputedly the world's most entertaining cryptid. Join the Reverend Jeff Kelly and your old pal Wes as they discuss the best and worst the media has to offer. Movies, books, TV shows, commercials, all on Bigfoot Entertainment Weekly.
And finally, words are replaced with fuck.
The musical!
It's a touching made-up story of Wes's lingual torture of the English language. Hear from Wes's high school teacher, Mary, last name withheld for anonymity,
Fuck you, Miss Jigglenexky.
on the challenges of learning just what fuck means today. We catch up with Wes on the north lawn of the school, engaged in conversation with other school children. Let's listen in.
All right, so it's 50 and 8th, 35 a half 8th, and if you guys want some wax, I got some killer shatter right now for 40 a gram. But don't fuck around, guys. Cash only.
Hey, Billy, what's marijuana's? What's shatter?
I don't know, dude, but whatever this guy's selling, I'll buy it.
Billy, you're 4. Where'd you get money?
Words are replaced with fuck. That's right. Welcome to the podcast, everybody. I'm your host, the Reverend Jeff Kelly, and over there is Sir Wesley Losner of Lounge. How you doing there, Pimp Daddy?
Howdy, y'all.
Howdy, y'all. That's right. And we're
Y'all
here
ready
tonight
to go on an eagle walk?
on Down the Eagle Walk. That's right. Bigfoot Entertainment Weekly coming right at you. We're going to talk about the Fat Buck update. Oh, my freaking God. Are you kidding me? Last season, Fat Buck gets mind fucked by a Bigfoot. This season, old Trapper's down with a stroke or whatever happened to your old ass. I'm sorry that it happened to you, but now all of a sudden, Fat Buck's in charge of the freaking roundup. How do you go from Greenhorn one season to leading the pack the next? I don't know, but dude, find your fat ass a treadmill, a Stairmaster, a row machine, something in off season, because you've been on running around in woods for 4 years, and this looks like you gained weight this season. I'm a fat man, so I can talk about fat man problems, and your big ass needs to drop about 100 pounds. Holy fuck! That's your Fat Buck update.
What?
Mountain Monsters, dude. Holy shit. The Fat Buck update. Buck on Mountain Monsters. That fat fucker. Oh my God, dude. After 4 years of running around the fucking forest, you'd think he'd lose a few pounds, but nope, not this guy. Putting on 100 pounds. Yeah, he gets mind fucked by a Cherokee Bigfoot last season as a greenhorn. Now all of a sudden this season he's chasing Lightning Foot and the Thunder Brothers. Oh my God, are you fucking kidding me?
Wow.
Oh, it's getting to be so ridiculous. I just want to poke my eyes out every week when it's on, but I still watch it because it's Bigfoot content, and damn it, we don't have enough of it out there. Woohoo! On to this week's show, Eagle Walk. That's right. I was going through lists of Bigfoot movies because, to be honest, we were getting a little shallow in the gene pool there, and I came across this Eagle Walk. It was a movie short from 2012. Let's see here. Summer fun is on the run when a group of counselors return to open the long abandoned Camp Eagle Walk, only to unleash the fury of the vengeful Sasquatch, whose sacred totem pole was desecrated a decade before. What follows is a 24-hour nightmare of terror as one by one the counselors are slaughtered by the rampaging beast. Now the sole survival must make a desperate last stand. Die running. Oh, I fucked that all up. Must make a desperate last stand or die running. See how inflection can just fuck it all up for you? So, yeah, there you go. It won awards, I mean, to be quite honest with you. It won 3 awards. I don't remember which 3 those were. If you give me just a moment, I can tell you that not quite as many as Valley of the Sasquatch. Valley of the Sasquatch was a great flick, actually. Not quite as short as it should have been, but we'll get to that eventually when the video comes out for you guys out there. That's right. Eagle Walk won the Polygrind Underground Film Festival of Las Vegas. Eagle Walk won the Rhode Island International Horror Film Festival. And Eagle Walk also run Screamfest in 2012, all the year it came out. So there you have it. Details on Eagle Walk. Balls. Right. Let's see here. The cast, Christopher Emerson starred as Elliot. Matt Lasky played the Bigfoot. He was my dude. That's my right guy. This is one of those.
We'll get to it.
Yeah, we'll get to it for sure.
It's a suit.
Joseph Manila played Lewis. Cassidy Guard played the whiny bitch. Ian Hamrick played Barry. Richard Hoffman played Mitch as the pothead. Jamie Nocher played Niels. Garrett Palmer played young Elliot. And Casey Wright played the little dark-haired yum Jill. Yeah, it was kind of creepy. The whole thing gets a little creepy, and we'll get to be talking about that. So, Wes, buddy, take it away.
So I'll explain myself. I have it written here. Bug Rev every time he says Eagle Walk balls, that I have to say balls after you say Eagle Walk balls.
Balls.
So that's it, That's explaining myself. But anyways, this movie, 29 minutes, and you're thinking, okay, what can you pack in 29 minutes? Well, these guys fucking packed it in there.
They packed a lot in there, bro.
Yeah. So you start off, and it's like the night sky, and you're getting these like tribal drums, kind of, and these young kids like in like some kind of scout uniform kind of deal, and they're walking at night.
They're in camp. They're in camp shirts, man. They're in Eagle Walk shirts.
Balls. Yeah. So then the kids are like, they come up on this totem pole, and it's got like this ape face, Biggie face kind of thing on there. And the kids are talking about that, and then
here's what they go. Here's what they actually say, because it's actually in the IMDb. Young Elliot says, they say the Indians built it for protection against a creature half man, half ape, the missing link, the last of its kind. Young Lewis says, sounds like Bigfoot. Barry says, sounds like bullshit. Young Elliot says, one way to find out, and they literally go to whack down the totem pole,
and fucking Biggie shows up like instantly.
Boom,
right?
Boom, boom.
And
Biggie
so
was
like
lurking in the shadows the whole time. We know how Biggie works. We just didn't get the Biggie vision. We didn't get that 8 minutes of wasted friggin' footage of the frogs and the deer. And the Biggie music, and then we didn't have the Biggie vision for 45 seconds. We didn't get the wasted crap that you get with most Bigfoot movies. Swinging a hit. First base.
Yeah, so then fucking after the Biggie shows up, the next scene is 2 of the kids are dead, and one of the other
not
kids,
not just dead. Those kids were fucked up.
Yeah, they were mangled.
They were just, there was no doubt that those kids were slaughtered right there on the spot for cutting down that totem pole. And they did. They hacked it down with a friggin' hatchet.
Yeah, so then the kid that's surviving is calling for help, and then something walks up on him. And right at that moment, you get right big on the screen, Eagle walk balls.
Balls.
So then, all right. So like, I'm
Now
guessing
this was kind of ghetto. I didn't quite understand how it came up because then a date comes up right after that says summer 1981. Now, did the slaughter of the kids 10 years earlier, was that 1971? Are we to think that now we're in 1981, or did that happen in 1981 and we're supposed to think that this is 1991? Because it was made in 2012 and there's no mention of when the fuck the year was. So if it happened in 81, this is 2012, that's like 21 fucking years, and these people should be like 30 with kids.
Yeah.
So I was a little confused on that date that pops up there with,
I didn't even pay attention to the date.
It was there. I mean, it just was kind of weird. It was like, well, what the? He's coming soon. The summer of 81. Was that from the trailer? Did they forget to cut that out? It just like was completely out of place. It just didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss, strike two.
Oh no, that was a hit. I totally did. I missed that. But okay, so are these? Would you say they're teenagers then? Because I wrote teens. These teens.
When they were there the first time, I would say that they were probably 8-ish, 9-ish, 10-ish. So now they're 19-ish, 20-ish, 21-ish. They're probably of drinking age. They're counselors. They're counselors coming in for those 9 and 10 and 11-year-old kids. So they've all got to be above 18. So they're all 18 to 21-year-old, camp counselor type kids.
Yeah.
Supposedly. Right. The one dude was way too old for that, but we'll get to that part too.
So the group, arrives and they talk about this grizzly bear attack, because nobody believed the kid of what he said, or supposedly, but they don't explain that,
Hold on now. We got to talk about Miss Whiny Bitch. Friggin' he goes to pick up the dark-haired girl's panties, and he's hitting on the dark-haired girl. When they first roll up and get out of the car, her bag rolls open and her panties fall out. And bro's like, oh, here, let me help you with those real quick. Like, I mean, it was full on a deliverance moment. It's like he's there with the blonde, but he's already macking on the brunette.
Yeah.
And then you find out that she was there 10 years ago when all this happened.
The brunette and the other dude.
Well, they haven't met the other dude yet.
Yeah, you don't see him yet. But the stoner dude's like telling the story of what happened and shit to them.
I like that guy. Mitch. Yeah, the stoner guy.
So then the lone hiker.
All of a sudden there's no storyline. There's no backstory to what this is. There's just a guy with a backpack, like packing in the woods. And
then he comes up on the chopped up totem pole and he like touches it and you just can tell he's having a flashback and he's like thinking about it, and then that brunette broad finds him out there and everything, and he kind of like spazzes out and like tells her, I don't remember you,
I don't remember
everything.
You.
He walks off and shit, and then so you get this whole scene in the lake where my
God, yes, the one you hit on her the whole way up here, man. It's like, bitch, I'm out here with you right now, right, in my tidy whiteys or my tidy blueies. I got my European Speedo cuts on out here swimming with your dumb ass, don't I? And then all of a sudden, what happens? Body number one.
Yeah, but right before the body pops up, I have it written in my notes because I was just like looking at these two together and their chemistry and everything. I was like, it kind of looks like someone paid a brother and a sister to be in this movie and then trying not to like do the actual, like real relationship kind of shit, because they looked like each other too. So it was weird. But yeah, so they're about to kiss finally after she's done.
Niels and Bridget was played by Cassidy Gard and Jamie Nocher. So no, they were not related.
Okay.
So I'm gonna hit.
They look like each other. So we'll just say they might be cousins.
Oh, but you could definitely tell he was a player. He don't hate the player, hate the game. But yeah, he was definitely he was gonna be dicking anything he could get his dick in that weekend. To be straight up. I mean, he was there. Hi, my name is Buck, and I'm here to fuck. I mean, that's just sorry.
Yeah, no.
Kill Bill reference if you don't know, jackasses. Swinging a miss.
But what's it called? So that body pops up in between them when they're kissing and shit, and they freak out, right? So then, like they pull the body ashore, and then that's when that lone hiker dude's there, and there's this whole scene where the two dudes are fucking, who are you, and fucking comparing dicks, you know, like, and fucking arguing and shit. You know,
my dick's bigger than yours. No, my dick's bigger. And that jackass, we got to drive out of here. Well, I don't have no gas.
Yeah.
Wait. Y'all filled up leaving town, right? No. I only put in enough gas to get me here. Well, what the fuck was your plan, genius?
Yeah.
I mean, even if you stayed the whole summer, when you were leaving at the end of the summer, what was your fucking plan to get out of there, jackass?
Yeah, the fucking moron. But right after that, you know, the next scene is the stoner dude, and he's like in the kitchen, right? And then he's going through stuff, and like he opens up this like cabinet area, closet or whatever, and it's like sticks and moss, like a little bedding area.
We looked at that, was like, what the hell? I was like, is that like a nest?
Yeah.
The fuck would build a nest inside of the snack shack? That's just fucking weird. And then who shows up?
Like, yeah, he turns and like in the dark in the rest of the area right there.
Very much, I liked that.
The Biggie's just sitting there like looking at him like,
I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you.
Giving him the Yeti eyes, you know.
I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna wait till your brain registers what I am, and then I'm gonna get you. So I'm gonna fuck you up hard too, boy.
Yeah, the dude's just looking at it like, holy shit, and he gets closer and closer, and then Biggie blinks, and then the dude's like, oh shit, and he runs, right? And fucking, you don't know what happened to him after that. Because they cut to the next scene.
You gotta hear it.
Yeah, but you don't know exactly. You know, like you don't know if he's alive or nothing. You just, because I even put a question there, like, well, did Biggie kill him? Because you didn't fully hear killing.
It could be like Cabin in the Woods, where they were going to bring the pothead back to win to win everything.
Yeah, you never know. But then so the sun goes down and the blondie goes to take a shower. Right?
Ugh. Yeah, and that's totally like Freddy Krueger shower. I'm sorry, dude. Okay, if I go into the camp shower and I flip on the lights and they're flickering like freaking Freddy Krueger's boiler room, I'm not taking a fucking shower, okay? I'm going to spray on some deodorant. I'm going to clean up a little bit in the sink, and I'm going to get the fuck out. I'm not getting naked in Freddy Krueger's fucking shower with the lights all blinking like that. It's not happening.
Yeah, so it like cuts real fast, and you see her boyfriend or whatever the fuck the dude is, and he's like getting drunk and like talking to a deer head on the wall, right? And there's that whole scene and everything, and then he gets like kind of rapey with the other girl.
Oh my god, dude, that was so. Everybody likes me as he grabs her.
Yeah, and so then that lone hiker dude like mobs up and kind of like saves the day for her, right? So then Blondie's getting out of the shower, and like she sees like in the like fog of the end of the showers that's Biggie. Yeah, so she tries to like creep away and hide and shit, you know, and like then Biggie like, you know,
Of course he sniffs her out.
He's walking. He keeps walking. She pops out, and she's thinking she's slick, and she's like that. But Biggie already turned around and is creeping up behind her and getting his hands ready to kill her and everything. And she's just like, when she knows she's about to get fucked up, she's just like, please don't kill me.
Please.
And Biggie just fucks her day
Oh,
up.
the blood, the splatter, the gore. It wasn't quite the kill I would like it to have been, but it was definitely a solid base hit.
Yeah. And then what's it called? Then there's that whole scene where the lone hiker starts talking about he tells the broad about what he saw, and you find out that he was that little kid that chopped that fucking thing.
Let's do our shout outs to the chat room out there right before we get into that whole cluster mess. So if you're out there, you better have checked in by now. Look there, it's Dick Jones from Alabama.
Dick Jones from Alabama.
Rod Dupree, how you doing, sir? Cameron Young's checking in. I sent a bunch of people.
Rod Dupree in the place to be.
Colorado checking in. Colorado is the place to be. The life and times of JCM. Where all the white women at? It's not bitches, you jackass.
In Ohio.
The Jesus Christ of Monterey Bay. Let's see here. Who else is floating around out there? There's got to be some. There's Guyan. I think you got to buy another vowel in there somewhere. There's too many consonants in a row. Mark Gentile, not Mark Jew, but Mark
Gentile from Australia.
I'm from Australia. That's right. Who else is floating around out there? California Picking. Hey, finally made it to a live show and checked in to the chat room. What's happening, white guy? I think you're white. I don't know. We're up here in Sacramento, California Picking. We moved out of the Bay. But hoot, hoot. Everybody is a poot. That's who's out in the chat room tonight. If I didn't call out your name, get your name up in there before the end of the show. We'll give you a shout out too. Bitches. All right. Now on to the I was that little boy.
Yeah.
I was the one that cut down the totem pole. And it wasn't no fair. Bitch.
Yeah. So there's that whole scene, and then they end up falling in love. And the horny fucking drunk dude that Blondie's boyfriend goes looking for Blondie, and then he finds her dead.
Oh, did he not just find her dead? He found her, again, mangled.
Yeah, and then Biggie comes up on him and kills dude. And then you like,
oh, he bear crushes him to death, dude. He bear hugs him to death. He's like,
yeah,
roar! Like, oh, dude, that was vicious. That was just, I couldn't have. God, could you imagine, like a giant gorilla like getting a hold of you that way and just crushing all of your ribs into your organs? Because that's how that death happens. It might not look gruesome on the outside, but literally every one of your internal organs is pierced by a bone going through it, and then you bleed out inside. That's pretty shitty. However, there's a better one coming up.
Right after you get this dude getting killed, you get the iconic blood dripping into the footprint. Like they're paying homage to that one movie.
I forget which one it was, but yeah, the blood pouring into the Bigfoot track. I can't remember blank at the moment. Our fans will probably pick that one up, but yeah, the blood pouring into the Bigfoot track was in the opening scene to something, and I can't remember what it was at the moment. It might have been, dear God, no. My number. Well, this says beat out, dear God, no. So this is number 3 at least. I have to keep moving. I have to rearrange my thoughts. At first, it was going to be my number 1, but Exist is still there. And my number 2 is definitely Dear to God, No. So this is up there. This is top 3 so far. I'll have to think if it really beats out anybody else, but so far it does.
Yeah,
anyhow,
well,
right
after all that, the lone hiker dude and the chick like wake up to some noise at the door.
Oh yeah, they're all lovely up on the couch. They're just all snuggly poo up on the just dirty. I knew she was dirty when she got out the car, but just dirty, snuggled up on dude with the couch, and they hear
on
the outside of the wall, just getting closer and closer to the door.
So the chick opens up the door.
Who lets their girl go to their new girl go to the door alone? Who does that?
Lone hiker.
Lone hiker boy.
So then she sees nothing at the door, right? And then they close the door, and then they hear Biggie like up on the roof.
On the roof. When all those folks keep getting me down. Sorry, that's probably copyrighted. We can't go any further than that. But
yeah, so then the chick like walks next to this window, right? And then fucking Biggie comes and swoops her ass right out the window.
Oh, dude, that was killer. Just like reaches, smashes through the window, reaches in and grabs her like around the waist, and just rips her out the window, dude. And all you see is her hands coming out to dude going, "Help me!"
Yeah, and then Biggie fucking turns and fucking just by her legs turns and just beats her like a sack of potatoes against a tree,
and it stomps on her fucking head.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was that was probably top 3 epic Bigfoot kills I've ever seen.
It was pretty bitchin'.
Was the entire body swing slam head to and it hit her head. Her head impacted the freaking tree perfectly. Just wham, slams her down to the ground. And just stomps.
Yeah, he does like a chest bump right after that at the lone hiker dude, and then chases the hiker bro, or whatever the fuck his name is, and then so he runs and he hides under this like bed in this cabin.
Yeah, he does the typical hide from the monster or hide from the bad guy under the bed deal. You know, I can move all the way to the end.
And then starts rolling. Yeah, he starts rolling under each fucking bed as Biggie's like lifting up the mattresses and shit. And then fucking he gets out and he starts running to the lake and shit.
This was again such poor editing, sadly, that the sun rose so fast. It was like every scene, 25 minutes had gone by with the sun coming up. But whatever, you know, we can forget that for a moment.
Yeah, so then there's this whole scene where him and Biggie are on the beach and they're looking at each other. And then they start like charging at each other. And it hit the wax part of the joint. Sorry. But yeah, so then the lone hiker like swoops up this like oar from the boat and just starts swinging at the fucking
they had the
Biggie.
Flashback first. They had the flashback of how he saved
flashback.
himself. How he saved himself in the camp when he cut down the thing in the first place. He cut Biggie across the chest with the axe and it swung him at him a couple of times. So that was what gave him the courage to either keep running, like jump in the canoe. And I'm sorry, dude. I'm in the canoe out in the middle of the fucking lake, going, "You're not Jason." You know, that's where I am. But you know, he picks up the paddle, like you say, and starts to swing it at his ass.
Yeah, and then he cracks him real good, and it cracks the oar to where the oar now has a sharp point, and then Biggie stabs him like in the fucking heart and shit, you know?
No, he stabs Biggie in the heart.
Yeah, and then it's like all in the middle of this fight, he's having that flashback of everything that's going down. Because it was like scene, flashback, you know? And then fucking, you see right at the end, he swung the axe at the fucking Biggie. And then it's like the end.
Did I see that backwards? I very well may have seen that backwards. I don't know, but yeah, it was, and then Biggie was just dead on the beach.
It was like flashback scene. He hit him in the axe. He had the strength. He stabbed him in the heart. Then
and that was it. Roll credits. Movie was over. Now, what I liked about it was the fact that we didn't spend 22 minutes of character development that we don't fucking need. And we understood in the first 3 minutes of this movie, we understood that there was an event that happened 10 years ago where these kids cut down a totem pole and a couple of kids got slaughtered and one got away. And that no one had been to the camp until these people have returned, and we don't really know why they were there to return other than to, they're meeting. We never really understood. If you just watch the movie, you don't understand that they're there to open the camp back up. We just know that they're there to meet somebody who's already dead.
Yeah.
That's all we know about why those people are there. But to be honest with you, in a Bigfoot scenario like this, that's all I fucking need to know. I don't need to know that this kid used to run around the block with her daddy while he timed her with a stopwatch and that they got divorced 18 years ago. I don't need to know that about any Bigfoot character ever. I just don't need to know any of that. All I want is, this was perfect. All of a sudden, we enter, there's these people, and they're in this camp. Why they're in this camp is really moot at that point. What happens to them after they're in this camp is totally relevant at that point. And this was basically 24 hours of carnage and murder, and Bigfoot was a badass, and I was kind of bummed that he got killed.
Meh.
Meh.
No, it was good. Yeah. Like I was telling you earlier, it didn't fuck with CGI. It was straight to the point. It cut out all the bullshit in the Bigfoot movies where it's like 5 minutes of the fucking soundtrack and fucking driving and fucking
right. We didn't have T-Fish. We didn't have T-Fish and Sally Mae rowing the canoe through the swamp for 5 minutes to the epic soundtrack. I mean, all of the garbage crap that normally comes along with the Bigfoot movies that we hate was simply missing from this one. And
thank God,
I
like there was
appreciated
no stupid fucking harmonica song. There was no fucking, there was none of that bullshit. Oh, I walked myself into that.
Anyhow.
Didn't I kill this guy? Like,
he's already dead. Craig Stevens was slaughtered. And I got your harmonica right here, motherfucker, a couple of weeks ago. Speaking of that, we do have a brand new What the Fuck Theater for you this week, as we promised last week. 30 minutes or less. So that'll be coming right up. Let's see if anybody else checked in with the chat long box out here before we get out of here. Looks like a few people may have actually made a comment since I left, or maybe not. Willie Blam! Blam, blam, blam. That's his knock. How you doing?
Willie Blam from North Dakota.
North Dakota. I think he's the only one that I didn't miss. Dick Jones. Yeah,
Dick Jones from Saturn.
The Life and Times of Jesus Christ of Monterey Bay. All right, people. Well, that's going to be
Nazareth.
all around from Nazareth. That's Jew. That's the Gentile out there. He's not a Jew. That's going to wrap it up for this edition of Bigfoot Entertainment Weekly. Join us next week for Howl.
Ooh.
We're finally going to get around to it, Wes. Next week, we're going to do Howls. So join us for that. Right now, stay tuned for What the Fuck Theater and 30 minutes or less. Well, thanks for watching, and may the Squatch be with you.
What's that say right there? Right there. It says
WesLosner.com.
No.
Trivia?
When we last saw the darling duo, they were spiraling out of control, plummeting to nothingness as the evil General Ivan Marks shot the Bigfoot from the sky under orders from the sinister Sally Field. We now join Sally as she instructs her evildoers on the next set of instructions. Let's listen in.
General Marks, what is the status of the Grundle?
Since the Bigfoot crashed down about 50 miles outside of the west of the middle of the desert. Troops have already been sent to retrieve the Grundle.
General, make sure local law enforcement and the media do not get wind of this. We cannot afford to have our plans come to the light just yet.
You
Good, good. I can feel the Grundle's power calling me. And once I have it, I will be unstoppable.
Oh, fuck. What a rush. Ouch. Ouch. Fuck. Do I still have all my parts? My legs, my arms, my grundle? Oh, thank Gimlin. Wes, you okay, buddy? Well, I smell you, but I can't see you. Where you at, bro?
Oh, what up, Rev? You want to hit, man? I found some killer buds behind my seat. Totally forgot about them, bro. So I came out here to smoke.
Well, why didn't you see if I was okay, douchebag? What the fuck?
Bro, you were fine, man. Plus, you looked so peaceful, just hanging there upside down, snot trickling down your forehead. You were so peaceful asleep, I didn't want to wake you. Bro, do you want to hit this?
Give me that joint. We gotta get out of here. Dude, they're gonna be sending troops in any minute if they're not already on the way.
All right, hold up. Let me just grab the rest of these joints. You know, I think I saw a little farm just over that hill before we crashed.
Alright, well, let's get moving, because I don't want my grundle getting taken by Sally. Fucking bitch.
Rev, dude, what kind of place is this? What kind of farm? What's with all these pipes and shit, bro?
I don't know, bro. A pipe farm?
Tis a moisture farm, laddie. Hello, I'm Lars.
Moisture farm? What the fuck does that even mean, bro?
It's a bright thing, laddie. I don't think you'll understand.
Lars, buddy, we need to get out of the open and stay hidden until we can arrange for us to be picked up. Can you help us?
Sure, boys. Come on him. Let's get you some supper.
Fuck, I really hope supper means pizza.
No, boy. Tonight, we be having haggis.
Fucking pizza, Wes? Middle of the desert? Really?
What the fuck is haggis? Oh, Gimlin, that smells like horse's ass.
No, boy. That's grade A horse ass from Scotland.
Was that really horse's ass?
Hi, Domino's? Yeah, hey, crazy question. Do you deliver to the desert?
Man, fucking hang up the phone and call Agent Morrill. Man.
Okay, hold on. Yes, of course we want the special with the wings. Now, holy shit, are you fucking serious? Dude, Rev, he says 30 minutes or less, bro. Oh, fuck yeah.
Will the pizza get there on time? Will Agent Morrill be able to bail the fellas out once more? Did the boys really just eat horse ass? We may never know. Check in next week. Same squatchy time. Same squatchy channel.
Balls.